Hey, what's up, everybody? Talking about the Alpha Legion and a Death Guard soup list, yeah, that I talked about yesterday, but we're expanding it. We're gonna have some more fun with it. We're gonna put it in Demon Prince along with the Sorcerer, and it's gonna be a battalion detachment. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck me. Oh, well. Somebody dropped their cell phone uh, on my models, and by somebody, I mean, I was getting my cell phone back from somebody, and I dropped my cell phone on my models, and then that, damn, dude, god damn, I was like, man, hopefully nothing broke, but I didn't see anything else, but you know, I took the brunt of it, I guess. But we're gonna continue on nonetheless. Let us speak of the affairs of the Death Guard and the Alpha Legion. The Alpha Legion show up, as I've said before, and they're pretending to be Plague Marines. I wonder if you guys can see my leg. I got my leg up, just outside of set here. Let's see. Uh... Yeah. I can't really get too much further. I was gonna try and let y'all see my leg, but we're gonna talk about Demon Prince and a double battalion. You can use the stratagem points to. We're gonna move this back a little bit, so we got a little bit of flexible room there. So I don't have the models for this just yet, but you know, I was just thinking about what I would do. And I would supplement the Alpha Legion with certain models that I can't get. And certain models I can get. And I just rather have as Alpha Legion. Because I don't think my Hellbrutes get disgustingly resilient and roll my sleeves up. So I'd rather get Alpha Legion Hellbrutes and use them as long-range weapons, keep them outside of 12, and let my demons handle the close-range shit. But that's not what this detachment will be doing. There's also a Deep Striking Terminator death list. That's not what this list will be doing either. Excuse me. You bring 3 squads of ideally Space Marines with the Chaos Space Marines with the Las Cannon, the Sorcerer and Terminator armor, and another Demon Prince with wings. But this is just regular Demon Prince with wings. You can swear him to whatever, I guess. I'm gonna swear him to Nurgle, because Nurgle's the best. He's number 1. Trying to decide what I'm gonna paint on and with. We'll do some greens on the dragon. We got this light green here. And we're gonna mix it. So, man, it's proving hard to shake. When you bring your extra 2 squads from the patrol, you ideally deploy them disparately from each other. So if they get to 1 squad of the Alpha Legionnaires that you have at your disposal, they have to go quite a distance to make it to the rest of your squads. Ideally, they have to journey 24 inches at least, or maybe 12 inches at least between squads, because there's not really going to be any support for these guys. They're just there to like shoot one last cannon a turn, or auto cannon or heavy bolter, something a little heavy at long range, and just to make them move. And if they go after that, you can counter their movement going after your Alpha Legionnaires. But if they don't go after your Alpha Legionnaires, you can still counter them, because that means they're moving against the rest of your force, and your Alpha Legionnaires get just to rain last cannon fire on them all game. And so, or you bring Cultists with the heavy stubber option, because I think that has I think it's a 36. That will work. It's not exactly optimal for the list, but a 36-inch range like a heavy bolter, it'll work just fine, I think. I like 48s because that allows just, no matter what, basically, you're going to be opening up on them. No matter where they are, no matter where you are, you're just getting shots all day with them 48s. No, I mean, not completely, but you get what I'm saying. You get so many shots with the 48-inch, with 48-inch weaponry. They're just in terms of range that you can place your Alpha Legion at such points that if they choose to try to kill your las cannons, they're gonna have to spend a turn or two just in movement between the two, between them, and those turns will be hopefully, ideally, at -1 to hit during the shooting phase. And while they're being threatened by other things that are the real threat, whereas these are like a goad. And they're not, ideally, they might not be a goad, but they're great as a goad, because it sounds expensive, but I guess it's not any more expensive than my Plague Marine squads. And pinioning a force to a certain area and allowing me to move in on them because they decided to all in or overcommit something works for me. Or even if they allow me to defeat them in detail by isolating their troops and smashing them individually by bringing greater force to bear on individual units. So that's the way the troops work, hopefully. And for the Alpha Legion, you bring another Demon Prince, like the thing we're painting here. My buddy gave me this model to be a Demon Prince. And when you run the second Demon Prince, because you're still going to run the Sorcerer and Terminator armor, or Sorcerer, but he's going to get a different spell, because the Demon Prince is going to be the guy with warp time. Oh, crap. I don't even know where y'all went. Found you. Ugh. I don't even know what happened. I think I shifted the table with my leg on it, and then bad stuff happened. Yep, that worked. I don't remember where we were at. I'm surprised nothing bad happened to my phone. Alright. Yeah, you can see why I dropped my phone. Oh well. Oh, Demon Prince. The other Demon Prince will ideally be used to... I have no idea what happened there, honestly. I could have Karate Chop Joe. I could have... Who knows? Not I, said the little lamb. The Demon Prince could... I, have warp time, and so he also has wings to keep up with the other Demon Prince. And then they fly in. The one Demon Prince warp times the other Demon Prince forward. And then the Demon Prince getting warp time is a Demon Prince of Nurgle, who's got Putrescent Vitality, the Rage, and I forget what else you would bring. Putrescent Vitality, the Rage ability, the Warp, I don't remember what it is. Unstable Rage or something like that. Basically, it's Berserk Rage, +2 strength, +1 attack on your model's profile. And, yep. And Prescience. So he's not Prescience, actually. Huh. Who knows? Maybe he brings Prescience for, your Plague Marine that he's the sorcerer is also marching around with. And maybe you want to run fully dedicated melee squads to be warp timed in the next turn into the enemy. It would be pretty hilarious to warp time Plague Marines around just to make them advance more and shoot things. That would just be a great joke. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that one of these days. It's going to be pretty fantastic, man. Just like, you didn't get these guys. Why? Because they are warp timed. What? That means they move another 7. And that's probably what happened. But I see y'all going that time, so I caught you. That's probably exactly what happened. I just didn't notice it. I'm a little distracted. A little bit. Sorry, we're off screen here. But yeah. You run the mana pool of Blight Launchers with the grenades, the Biologus Putrefier, or, flavor your Death Guard to your taste. Me, I like Plague Marines with Blight Launchers that just advance around and say, charge me. I dare you. You have a Foul Blight Spawn, Biologus Putrefier, Noxious Blightbringer, and Plague Surgeon nearby. You don't exactly need a Tallyman. You don't exactly need a Tallyman, but he's useful. My connection's bricking itself. And I guess I broke it down enough. You bring Cultist, or Cultist with the 4-point heavy stubber, whatever it's called. Now that will work. It's not ideal, but it'll work. You bring Death Guard, Legionnaires, in whatever squad, Death Guard whatever way you want. The idea is the Alpha Legion covers. Yeah, the idea is the Alpha. Man, I don't know if what I'm getting saying is coming across. I'm trying to say is coming across. It covers the Death Guard's need for 48-inch long-range weapons, and it also gives you some really tasty buffs. And while the stratagems aren't super useful for you, I guess it's situationally useful, especially if you run a Demon Prince. But they're really mostly there for a command point, a stratagem, yeah, command point buff. Just get you more command points to cast something to, throw more grenades, do something, little double battalion action going on. You can put that on you can do that with one squad of Alpha Legionnaires, two squad of cultists with assault weapons just to keep them super cheap and run them in as screens. That's something else I've thought of. Use those as some tasty bubble wrap units. Why cultists? They're 40 points. But if you're going to be using bubble wrap, Poxwalkers, groups of 20. It's in the codex that you can get them. So a group of 20 Poxwalkers from the Alpha Legion sworn to Nurgle, they're a little -2. Little -2 to being shot at. It's pretty good. When outside of 12. Then they're just -1. And you can get the -1 to hit buff from Nurgle, but you're probably going to be taking that on your Malignant Plaguecaster. Your Malignant Plaguecaster is probably going to have Putrescent Blades. And that's, I guess the way the cookie crumbles, I'll call it, is there's a certain priority breakdown. I hope that got across. A certain priority breakdown to spells that are coming from what you have is Death Guard and what you have is Alpha Legion, but what you have as Death Guard is superseding what you have as Alpha Legion. Your support's going to be with your Death Guard. You're bringing your elites for your Death Guard. Your Alpha Legion's just there to be a screen or something that your opponent has to move to fight, and then allows you to counter their movement. And in their countering of your opponent's movement with the Alpha Legion as something that they're coming after, you get to set them up for grenades, you get to set them up for blight launchers, you get to set them up for Demon Prince charges, you get to set them up for bloat drones, you get to set them up for everything you got in the book. And if they're not moving at it, and you're not setting them up with it, they're -1 to hit. And if they are moving at it, and you're setting them up with it, I guess they're falling into your trap. And it doesn't even have to be a trap like that. Why it wasn't intended on being a trap for the first game I played it with, but it ended up being a trap, and it was a really good trap. I'll catch y'all later.